impressive in the second 45. For Brisbane Roar, a hamstring injury, the club's all-time leading scorer, Besart Parisha, is expected to sideline him for 2 weeks. His replacement is exciting a 19-year-old Kwame Yeboah. The only change for the 4-0 demolition of Sydney FC last week. Ivan Franjic is relishing his new role as a right winger. Thomas Broich has a licence to roam for the Roar. There's the subs bench. Finkler, who played a part in the second half. Payne started last week, and Bertrados and Brown both saw time, as well as Enrique at Suncorp Stadium. So the end of an era for Ange Postecoglou in the A-League tonight, his last match. The man alongside him, Kevin Muscat, expected to take the reins. And Mike Mulvey, he's certainly been providing a little bit of needle in the build-up to this one, saying he was surprised that Ange would take the reins of Melbourne Victory after accepting the Socceroos position. Ben Williams, one of the most experienced referees in charge of this one. He had control of the 2012 Asian Champions League final in Korea between Ulsan and Al Ahly. And the match underway, the two most attacking teams in Australia. So it's certainly a fitting send-off and tribute to Ange Postecoglou's legacy in the A-League. Brisbane 2 from 2. And Melbourne searching for their first victory. To welcome to Robbie Slater. Great occasion, Rob.
It is a great occasion, and how ironic that Ange Postecoglou's last game would come up against his old club. Back-to-back titles with the Brisbane Roar, of course. And what a weekend of football we have. There's a fellow, probably not the last one we'll see on Thomas Broich this evening, but massive weekend of football. Of course, a sold-out derby tomorrow, Sydney versus Western Sydney at the Sydney Football Stadium. But what a cracker to kick this one off. And I think, Bash, there'll be a part of Ange Postecoglou that his mission here is not going to be finished, but his country has called.
Thomas Broich over this early free kick. Pulled the strings last week at Suncorp. They'll get a stiffer opposition in Melbourne Victory tonight. Delivers the set piece, dipping in. Well defended. Got such a balanced lineup, Brisbane Roar. Here's Hingett, accepting from his opposite fullback Stefanuto. Franjic, of course, at right wing now. Liam Miller. First touch for Yeboah. It's a poor one. Victory away. It's a lovely ball in behind. And the flag is up on Archie Thompson. Well, last week, Rob, he almost fell out of bed in an offside position in Adelaide. He was flagged 7 times at Cooper Stadium.
Yeah, starts off there and finished off. Still had a terrific second half last week. I think the referee's assistant got that one right. I think he just went a little bit too early. But it shows that Brisbane do have that confidence. They want to control possession. They do play a high line. They back themselves to do that.
Broxham. That's a lovely cushion ball to the left. Early one played in. Barbarouses. He can't get enough contact on that to worry Michael Theo. And Brisbane survive. Hingett. Perhaps can launch a counter-attack here. Yeboah. That's well read. Excellent play there by Adrian Leia.
Oh, terrific start. Brilliant break by Nichols down the left-hand side. And, well, he found Barbarouses, but Theo did very well to come out and smother.
Miller. Expect goals here. Yeboah, who scored in Ipswich against Melbourne Victory pre-season. Also had a couple of goals in Cairns against Sydney FC. Bratton spreads it wide. Stefanuto on the overlap. Cuts back. There was no white shirt in position. That's great anticipation by Matt Smith. Stefanuto coming back from an offside position, and this is Costa Barbarouses at the other end.
Well, it's a terrific ball, terrific vision from Mitch Nichols. You know he hasn't got the pace to beat Hingett. He slides that one with his left foot right in front of Barbarouses, but terrific keeping as well from Theo. Comes out and smothers the danger. But that's the way Melbourne will play. You expect Brisbane to dominate possession, but they'll hit with quick lightning counter-attacks.
Well, the Victory had early bragging rights over the Roar, but in recent seasons, Brisbane unbeaten in their past 8 matches, 4 wins, and 4 draws. It's been 5 years since the Roar tasted victory in Melbourne, though. Guerrier with a throw. Yeboah with an excellent first touch. Great strength to hold the ball up. We heard the reasons why Enrique didn't start for this one. The club and coach Mike Mulvey just a little bit concerned that he'd see out the 90 minutes.
Yeah, just a little bit fragile at the moment. A terrific weapon to come off the bench. He did fantastic last week. A superb performance from the Raw last week.
Advantage play, Troisi. That's a safe header back from Stefanuto to Michael Theo.
Yeah, wrong option. Looking for Barbarouses over the top, but he had Nichols in the pocket. Could have played him in easily.
Jade North, who scored the first time in a long time in the A-League last week. Excellent finish. Brisbane all over Sydney, who were quite meek in their response to Brisbane's pressing game. Traore, captain every youth level for the Ivory Coast. Milligan, excellent performance in Adelaide last week. Rebounds almost to fill there for Troisi.
You just see the way Victory set up. We've got very wide Archie Thompson and Barbarouses on the right hand side, Thompson on the left, and playing with real 2 number 10s in Troisi and Mitch Nichols through the middle.
Well, Melbourne's heaviest A-League loss came at Suncorp Stadium last season, that 5-0 drubbing in round 2. That was the start of Postecoglou's reign at Melbourne Victory. We had big 3 out though. Archie Thompson, Mark Milligan and Marco Rojas. We've scored draws after that in the season between these 2 sides. Layup, as Ansell was a central defensive partner. There he is on the ball. Broxham, mistake. Yeboah, as the gate is open. He's got 3 blue shirts around him. It's a heavy touch by Yeboah.
Yeah, it was a bit unlucky there, Yeboah, because he just ran out of options. A little bit isolated. Right, his touch was a little bit heavier around Adrian Lay. It was the right option to go for, but just a little bit heavy, took him too wide. Good intense start to the game, and it's one thing I'm noticing around the NBA A-League at the moment is the intensity and tempo of some of the games, and I think there's a big shout given the state of our Socceroos that some of our local players are ready to step up. They play in front of big crowds and big atmospheres these days.
Very athletic Yeboah, rising above Ansell, who is quite an athlete himself. Just 19 years of age. Milligan turns it wide in the path of Troisi. Hugging the touchline, Archie Thompson. See if he gets more traction on the left. Broxham. Brisbane pressed to Sydney so successfully. Troisi trying to get him behind North, which he does, but can't wrap the boot around the ball. And that's going to be a really, really good contest. Troisi drifting across that midfield.
Well, he comes late, and he made the run from late. Had the momentum over Jade North. He dragged Jade North out of the middle where he doesn't want to come. He did well to win a corner.
Barbarouses very lively in the last half an hour in Adelaide. Takes it short. Took a bounce before it arrived at Matt Smith's lap. Yeboah joining it as well. Have Traore and Finkler back in the matchday squad for Melbourne Victory. Both were injured for the majority of last season. Troisi's been lively early. It's a good move as he tries to pick out Mitch Nichols in the middle, and that's well read by Matt Smith. Brisbane trying to break. High lines from both teams is going to make this contest very interesting indeed. Stefanuto a little bit off balance when he played the header back in the Theo direction. Michael Theo played 71 games for the Victory, 2 championships. Which runs into Leia. Geria in support, but that's a poor delivery in the middle. Frundic had to stretch. A free kick picked out in the middle. Quickly taken by Luke Bratton, who was outstanding last week. Roach did have that to free roll. Clips it in to the back post. Frundic was there, and that's a very good interception by Traore.
Yeah, just over the head of Liam Miller. Boy's so effective when he comes in on that right foot, hits it flat, and Traore, that's an important touch. Frundic coming in and around the back post as you want your wide play to do. An important touch from Adama Traore.
A lot of quality in this Brisbane Roar midfield. Let's see if Yeboah can step up to the occasion in the absence of Bessa Berisha. Huge moment for him. Thomas Boych curls the corner away. Rising well was Mark Milligan. Broxham. Boych in the centre. Will hit the deck soon.
Good head tennis there.
Well, the Roar have had 6 goals in 2 matches with 6 different goal scorers. Talk about a well-balanced lineup. Of course, Frundic scored that late equaliser, or the late winner, in fact, in Wellington. Playing all 3 points in the opening round. They were dominant at home in the last match against Sydney FC. Here's Frundic. Kind support. Both clubs with very similar philosophies, trying to control the tempo in the middle of the park. Hingett. Lovely one-touch football by Brisbane. Melbourne looked to break. Milligan. And there's a foul clearly. That was a professional challenge too. Jade North will be booked. Perhaps a talking to by the referee. Last warning.
The next one will be yellow. He was away there, Traore. Good football again. Just lays it off, spins. He's going into that space in behind North. He was away.
Thompson, very sharp. Geria. Mitch Nichols can't get the shot away. Almost in 2 minds there.
Yeah, I think he's going for the back post there, and Archie Thompson coming in probably would have arrived a little bit late.
Good legs there by Ansell to outpace Frundic. Opens up for Geria. It was a very impressive second half in Adelaide. Really did push up and provide that attacking avenue at the right fullback position. 13 minutes in. It had to have no score, but it's been a fascinating contest so far. In the absence of Contreras, Ansell gets his opportunity for Melbourne victory. Traore delivers a very good ball in the middle. Nichols rises but can't get any sort of contact on the ball. Tracy, Broxham.
What a terrific cross from Adama Traore. Mitch Nichols, he just went a bit too early. You see him coming in at the back post, great shape on the cross. Nichols just up too early over the back of Stefanuto. Nice technique from the left full-back. It's not usually the kind of ball they play into the box. That is looking for low and hard across the face of the goal in between the defenders and the goalkeeper.
Roar has never won its first 2 away matches in the A-League. got out of jail in the first round as Adrian Layup got the knock to that facial region. You can ill afford to lose another central defender. Head clash. Looked like to be smack on the forehead of Adrian Layup. Contreras suspended, second of his two-match ban. Got Guy Finkler, Connor Payne, Mahazi and Scott Galloway. So Galloway the only defender on the bench for Melbourne Victory.
Well, he got the thumbs up from the physio, so suggests it's going to be okay. That's what centre-halves expect. A few knocks about the face.
It's going to come up with a nice lump in the morning.
You've got to always be worried about a good-looking central defender.
Not built for the job if they're good-looking.
Both players with their eye on the ball. It's just an accidental head clash.
He's made of sturdy stuff, Adrian Layup. Of course, the lead of the captain's armband at the beginning of the season. And Postecoglou felt that his performances on the pitch would improve with lesser burden on his shoulders. And momentarily down to 10 men, Melbourne Victory. Nichols, a former Brisbane Roar championship winner, third in the all-time list, 124 appearances, 24 goals in that time, a lot of quality as well. Milligan. I expected him to perhaps struggle to see the 90 minutes out last week, Mark Milligan, but he got stronger as the match wore on in Adelaide. He was outstanding in that second half. 11 passes already. Luke Bratton second on the completed passes list after 2 rounds. Troisi strikes it well, and that's excellent defending there by Jack Hingett across very quickly.
That's a great smother. Sliding, and you just think for a second there, Troisi, as he goes to pull the trigger, what a big back lift. With Hingett committing himself, might have feinted to shoot there and maybe skip around him. Football again, and Nichols heavily involved.
And Melbourne's number 14 takes the corner near post, and it loops over. Awkward 1-2, took a deflection off the Brisbane player.
Yeah, just a near post flick on from Ansell, and just got a bit too much on it. Just needed to make that touch a little bit finer for it to flash across the box.
Other matches last season, 1-1 at Amy Park, with Mark Milligan's equaliser in the last meeting between these two. Same scoreline, 1-1 Suncorp, with Franjić's second half equaliser after Roxham opened the scoring inside the first 15 minutes. So very close after that opening blowout of 5-0. Nichols looks up for the occasion.
Yeah, you saw it there.
And he creates something here. Slides past one, but takes the touch over the byline.
It's another corner. You see what Jade North or Matt Smith are doing now is they're not allowing either Nichols or whoever's in those pockets, the two number 10s, to pick up the ball in between the lines and turn at them. So one of them is following, so they don't get outnumbered in that midfield area.
He swings it in near post, and Theo came but didn't arrive in time. He misjudged that completely. Centre there from Nichols. And that was very un-Michael Theo-like.
It was when they come out. Yeah, he made the decision to come nice and confident, but just completely mistimed it. Melbourne couldn't take advantage. Brisbane just having difficulty getting any comfortable possession at the moment.
Under pressure. Just cushions that barefooted clearance over touchline, of course, the former Melbourne Victory custodian Michael Theo when he was known as Theokotos. Times have changed. He's got 2 more A-League championships. This is a good chance to break. Yeboah in behind. Can he outpace Leia? And the answer is no. That was a very good covering tackle.
Well, he had the pace on him, but Leia had to be perfectly timed, and it was.
Ansell. This is promising, Tracy. He's asking a lot of Archie Thompson there. My view was right. It's always going to be a high tempo contest, this one, Robbie, just by the nature of the way these two sides set up.
Yeah, victory on top at the moment after a frenetic opening 5 minutes. You saw with that counter there, or attempted counter from Yeboah, very dangerous.
Lovely cushion ball out there of Broxham. They are looking to tidy up for Melbourne Victory. Ansell, safety first, back to Nathan Coe. A very interesting match, conceding that early and contentious penalty last week. The most saves of any keeper in the A-League last season. It was a reflection more of Melbourne Victory's defensive structure. Throw quickly taken. Deutsch moves back inside and delivers early. Traore had to be clinical. Milligan. That's a lovely move by Stefanuto. Cuts back inside and just needed a little bit more support in the middle. And now Victory with a great chance. Thompson. Lack of numbers in the centre. Nichols. Melbourne Victory forced to slow down the tempo. Broxham. Milligan can strike them from range. Here's a chance. Thompson tries to 1-2 with Tracy. Very close to coming off.
Good interception there. It was good football from Victory, moving it from left to right. What they're doing well is they're moving the ball quickly. Good weight on the passes, getting the ball on the feet with real pace.
Good little spell here from Melbourne Victory. Having said that, Thompson lost his bearings completely. Commentator's curse. Bratton. Miller looks to have integrated into the raw structure very nicely. Kai has some space in the middle. Gives a lovely ball across to Stefanuto. Likes playing it first time. Shane Stefanuto will get the return ball too. Delivers near post. And that was Jason Guerrier saving that moment for Melbourne Victory.
Super play from Brisbane down the left-hand side. On show, it's so good about their game. Movement, passing. Just that final ball.
Dama Traore actually with that covering header that is very timely for the Victory. Smith, Deutsch. Cushion ball. Yeboah, good strength. Here's Miller. Franjic takes a deflection. He's trying for the centre, but I don't think the option was there in the middle.
Traore, again with good defensive positioning. That was evident last week. This really gets his body in the right position as a left fullback. That was a dodgy throw, wasn't it? You're right, Franjic was definitely going for the run. It was a diagonal run from Yeboah in the back post. But he did have the little option of the little cutback. to Liam Miller on the edge of the box.
A little bit surprising because he leads the count in total shots, 9 before this match, with 3 on target. Certainly with that push up to the right wing position, it's enhanced his appetite to on goal. Ivan Franjic, Stefanuto, Broich opens up now for Bratton. Stefanuto continues with the run.
Well, that's the outlet they're having most success from at the moment. The left-hand side, Stefanuto rotating with Matt Mackay.
Area, promising young defender. Lovely touch, Nichols in the pass of Barbarouses, and the whistle was on play.
Well, probably ended up the right decision. Barbarouses wanted the advantage, but he was vastly outnumbered.
How about a touch from Mitch Nichols?
Good start to the game from Mitch Nichols. 25 minutes gone.
Victory looking a little bit more threatening in the first half. Player. Roxon. He's offside once more.
Well, I don't think, to be fair to him, if he ever thought that ball was going to come, they just played themselves into a corner there.
Well, he loves playing against the Brisbane as much as he does against Adelaide. 10 goals against the Roar, the most by any player in the A-League. He's currently second highest scorer in the A-League with 69 goals. As Nichols has an option out right. Here's an opportunity, Barbarouses. And he went for the wrong one too. Right. Just across the face of goal.
And it lost momentum, didn't it? The ball from Nichols to Barbarouses is a poor one. He's been excellent, Nichols. But you just fancy if he lays that one in front of Barbarouses, he's got a clear run at goal.
Archie Thompson has Shane Smeltz, the all-time leading scorer in the A-League, injured at the moment. He's only 4 goals behind him. Here's Hinga. The most space he's enjoyed in the match so far. He goes centrally, Franjic. Bratton. They get a second bite at this one, Brisbane. Wall of blue in front of them, though.
They're just not moving the ball as quickly as they did last week. Of course, this is a different contest away from home at Etihad. A lot of emotion in this stadium with Ange Postecoglou's depart to the Socceroos.
Just sense this bit of an arm wrestle between two super attacking teams. Waiting for a breakout point. Melbourne have threatened that on a number of occasions so far in the first half, as Nichols slides in with a good challenge against his former teammate and delivers a wonderful ball over the top, searching for Thompson. But again, it was Jade North reading it well.
Again, looking to go very quick in transition. Did have Barbarouses on his outside, Nichols.
Franjic. Mackay. Stefanuto. Another layer of attack on the left. Mackay returned to the Brisbane Roar lineup last week. A homecoming for him after his sojourn overseas. Over the top he goes, searching for Broich. Roxon there to lend a hand. Another turnover. Franjic at close quarters. Miller. Player down for Brisbane Roar. the
Thomas Broich
contact.
That was on with Milligan. Didn't look to be too much in it. It certainly benefits victory that he did stay down because they were on the attack. There's Milligan. There's nothing in that for me.
4 shots on target for this round, so equal first on that count, 2 assists. So productive start from Thomas Broich this season. And that man certainly wouldn't have had his Socceroos ambitions blunted by the appointment of Ange Postecoglou as coach. Mark Milligan has had 2 World Cups, Robbie, but no World Cup minutes yet. That should change, shouldn't it, in Brazil?
Well, I think it is about to change if he continues on the same trajectory he's being on. It's been fantastic, his development, watching him last season and this season. A real leader, with a very good range of passing.
Yeboah chips it down. Franjic worried out of it by Traore. Milligan. Thompson. This time he's onside. He's got Hingett and Bratton to contend with. And that's a lovely ball in the path of Nichols. And in turn Troisi. Layoff from Barbarouses was threatening.
Yeah, I think Barbarouses didn't realise he pulled off Stefanuto there. He could have turned.
The referee's had a very good look at that. Contact between Guerrier on Thomas Broich. The defender's not too keen on the referee's call. Thompson, Nichols, this time hugging that touchline. Ball played early, and Barbarouses throws the head back because he knows if not for a lunging touch from that man Jade North, he was in.
Very good interception again from Jade North, not the first either. Good run from Barbarouses. Dropped into the pocket, then angled his run, and Nichols so nearly found it.
Barbarouses delivers in the centre. Stefanuto with a header. Milligan strikes. Took a slight deflection, but had to get through a wall of white shirts. Nichols. Brisbane has had to do some serious defending in this half an hour of play. Troisi. Shot blocked early. Matt Smith, a rare mistake by him. Barbarouses. Thompson tries to find his strike partner. Barbarouses, another poor touch. Saw him arrive in Adelaide on the eve of the match against Adelaide. Went to Cooper Stadium and saw half an hour or 33 minutes to be exact. Very lively. Coming back from international duty against Trinidad and Tobago. Here's Broich. Bratton. Yeboah. It's very tight in that central area. Brisbane have the numbers, but Melbourne the possession. Here's Barbarouses. Plays it early at the outside of the boot, but reading it well was Matt Smith.
Yeah, just see when Barbarouses crossed that ball, whether he might have just checked that, maybe come back on the inside because he was well covered, Archie Thompson.
Falls for Barbarouses. Hingett in attendance. Showed too much of it to Jade North.
That's what he should have done last time. But that was good for Jade North coming covering Jack Ingot.
His patience is wearing thin. Ben Williams, of course, was at the 2010 FIFA Club World Cup and 2011 Asian Cup. Free kick for Melbourne victory. And they get some joy from the set piece. Pushing Laird forward. Ansell stays back. Tracy goes square. Barbarousis with the angled ball. And, just took a touch off Hingett. He was onto the head of that man, Mark Billigan, but Hingett's interception was timely.
Yeah, Milligan just trying to ghost him around the back, and that's an important touch as well from Jade North. I was just about to say, when that free kick was set up, something like an Ange Postecoglou coach side to cross from that sort of area, and they certainly didn't.
Tracy plays it square, just floated the ball in the centre. Need more from Barbarousis. He's in some excellent positions in the first half so far. Ansell spreads it to Geria. Thompson makes the run. Smith reads it. Stefanuto should tidy up. Roach strong and wins the free kick.
Well, Broxham just allowed the ball to bounce. As he did that, gave Royce a chance to get his body in between him and the ball.
Bratton saw his delivery almost pinpoint against Sydney. Not quite the same position so far first half. Highly regarded young midfielder. Tracy, chance to run at the defence. He loves these type of situations. James Tracy, 1-2. But his passage is blocked.
It's really good defending now. You have to give him credit. Nick Smith and Jade North have intercepted. They've been left exposed quite a number of times, but defended quite well in and around that penalty box. But
it's good skill and strength by Tracy. The two balls a little hot. Brunic should come out. Already been capped by the Socceroos, but greater honours are predicted for him.
He's offside.
And he's offside. Well, he may earn a booking there because
he's left him with no other option. That's more out of frustration than anything else. He was well offside. It was the right ball. He just needed to maybe go a little bit quicker or hold the run.
Of course, Melbourne born, former Melbourne Knights player, Ivan Pranic. It was a bit of a joke as to why he first played at right wing. He cracked the joke to Mike Mulvey last season. And he popped up 2 weeks later in that more attacking position. Watch out if you've got a sense of humour. Tracy's been lively in the first half and wins the free kick.
Yeah, they've dominated that middle third. Melbourne victory. It hasn't really turned into goal scoring chances. They've certainly looked the more likely.
Ansell to Traore. Nichols turned his man well and opens up the passage, that corridor now for Milligan. Plays it early to Barbarousis, but Jade North once more. Fabulous reading of the play.
Yeah, probably went the wrong way. Thought Archie Thompson was more open. Brilliant defending again from Jade North.
Traore thumps it forward, more in hope than anything. It's North switches the direction of play to the left. Here's Miller. Yeboah. McKay presents himself once more. Again surrounded by blue shirts. Ansell gets the touch. Hingett combines with Franjic. Now Hingett looking to go all the way. Coe comes out. And he had to be strong and narrow the angle.
Yeah, good smother. And good positive play from Hingett. Weaves between two victory players and just a little bit heavy and allowed Coe to come off his line. Made his decision. Came all the way. That's clever from Hingett. Tried to lift it over and very nearly successful at doing that.
Roach swings in the corner in. Bratton tries to get Dick on the volley. Set pieces, certainly a productive area of Brisbane's game last week against Sydney. I must say that some of the defending from the Sky Blues was very, very poor.
Well, Sydney certainly had an off day and they'll have to lift their game tomorrow.
This time Voic to the near post. Franjic. The header is goal bound but floats over the crossbar. One of the smallest men on the pitch, Matt McKay.
Was the right direction and just didn't keep it down enough. The header back, Layer can't get enough on it. Yeah, not Matty McKay's strongest part of his game, is it?
Voic plays it early. Pushing down from Franjic to Miller. Bratton. Hingett provides the outlet. He plays an early ball in the middle. Yeboah traps it well. Yeboah's first touch was excellent, the second not so.
Well, once he turned him, I thought he might have pulled the trigger. He tried to turn him again. Just going back to that header before, I think done Matty McKay maybe a disservice. You might find it was Liam Miller with the header, but I think we got one thing right. That's probably not his strongest point either.
Voic. Stefanuto in the centre. Yeboah. Reasonable contact. May have taken a deflection off the victory defender. That was a lovely move by Brisbane.
Yep, that's where they've had any success they've had in this first half, mostly down that side with Stefanuto in particular. And that was good. Good attacking play from Yeboah. Good strength. There goes Liam Miller. Thomas Porsche opens it up, gets him behind Geria. Yeboah with the final strike.
Thompson.
A good period for Brisbane.
A lot of the football in the last 10 minutes. Bratton has Hingett as an option. Franjic. Guy's not prone to shoot from long range. Just look for the right opening, Brisbane. Here's Hingett. Hingett strikes it well, but straight at Nathan Coe.
Yeah, he tried to do him there because he's shaped to go and cross it. He's actually hit it full on the instep, and the ball was swerving, and Coe was alert.
Jack Hingett searching for his first A-League goal. First appearance at this level. McKay. Stefanuto once more. Just really does push forward with great purpose on that left, Shane Stefanuto. Also, very bad knee injury threatened his career a couple of seasons back with North Queensland Fury. He's played all of his club football in Queensland, other than his expedition overseas as Thomas Voic can't get hold of the volley. The first 5 to 10 minutes, Robbie, very frenetic indeed. And then the rhythm has slowed somewhat in this match.
Yeah, Brisbane are having their best period since that opening period you talked about, and Victory really controlled the middle part of this game so far.
Smith. Of course, Kostas Barbarouses, a former Brisbane Roar player. One of his direct opponents. There he is on the turn. He scored 12 goals in 33 matches in that championship winning season of 2010-11 before heading overseas. Real revelation of Kostas Barbarouses in that campaign for the Roar. Hingett. Franjic. Advantage played. Ivan Franjic. Can't keep the shot down.
Under pressure, had to take it quickly on his left-hand side. Ansell sliding in. He was stretching for it. The ball just lifting.
Thompson dispossessed. 60 seconds of injury time, first half. Franjic hooks it back. Miller pops up with possession. Franjic played onside by Geria. His direct opponent now, Traore. Miller waits for Hingett to arrive. Jack Hingett takes a touch around Traore, looks for the free kick. Nothing on, said the referee. Just wandering over to the corner flag, not in too much of a hurry. It'll be the last act of the first half, you would think. And it proved fruitful for Brisbane Roar. He swings it away from the near post. Traore, as Barbarouses is there. Boyd stays onside, puts it in the middle. Area on the right, and he wins the free kick.
That'll be about it, you'd say.
And there it is. First half brought to a close by Ben Williams. A cagey 45 minutes in Ange Postecoglou's farewell to the A-League. Melbourne Victory had the better of the first quarter of an hour, but then Brisbane fought back with some nice football to close out the half. It is half-time at Etihad Stadium. It is Melbourne Victory 0, Brisbane Roar now. And there it is, the first half of some entertainment. Here's Michael Zapanak.
Yeah, thanks, David. Archie Thompson with me. Archie, do you feel like you took off tonight where you left off last week? A lot of chances in that first half.
Yeah, I think that sort of first 15 minutes we put pressure on them well, and that's what we've got to do against a good Brisbane team. And I think after that we sort of let them get back in the team, and you can just see with their interchange of passing that you can't let them do that. And so obviously we'll go in there, rest it up a little bit, and come out a bit strong the next half.
What about you? 7 offsides last week, a couple already tonight. You're playing at a much higher line, do you think?
Yeah, well, you know, you need to take chances. Sometimes it's offside, sometimes it isn't. But the one time that you're onside, there's a goal opportunity. So all them offside bags out there, please give me a break.
Thanks, Archie. All right, we're going to the break. Plenty to talk about from that first half here at Etihad Stadium. 0-0 between Melbourne Victory and the Brisbane Roar.